So welcome everybody. So this last meeting before the course. So let's make something nice of it. So we start with the guided meditation. As usual. We sit comfortably. Just closing our eyes. And just landing here on this spot. Just noticing how things are coming and passing within us. Experiences, feelings, body sensations, thoughts, rising and falling, replacing each other from morning to evening. Flow of phenomena rising and falling. Dance. In this meditation, we just let the dance be. We're not trying to change the dance. We don't push it away. We just allow this dance to be here. Allow this moment to be how it is already. Not interested in any specific things that is arising and falling. Just sitting here, allowing the moment to be exactly as it already is. Not interested in something particular, doing absolutely nothing. If thoughts are grabbing attention, we just remember the instruction. Everything is allowed to be exactly as it is. Even thoughts are allowed to be here. We don't push them away. We're simply not interested in them. They can be there in the background. We're just sitting here, allowing the moment to be exactly as it already is. Not interested in anything particular and doing absolutely nothing. Okay, we can take a couple of minutes to come out of meditation. Or is there anyone who has any questions or anything to share or any other comments?
I do. It's Kathy.
Yes.
I still find meditation a bit frustrating. I'm trying to sit there and do nothing, but I'm pulled. My attention is caught by the breath, or by a thought, or by a new sensation, or am I doing it right, or nothing's happening, or and and then before I know it, it's over. So I'm just sort of constantly feeling like I'm missing something, or I'm not doing it right.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit about two kinds of attention. Mm. I don't know if that's an answer to the question, but we can start there. Two kinds of attention. The natural attention is that we notice something is happening, and that attention is not consciously put there. We have two kinds of attention. The natural attention is going to something new, probably has to do with survival. And we have to be a little bit alert to see what is actually going on. So that's not a lion who's going to eat us up or something. So some kind of natural alertness at everything new which is coming. The attention spontaneously, naturally by itself going there. That is nothing that we can't do anything about this, and we shouldn't do anything about this during meditation. It's just a naturally jumping from one thing to another during the whole meditation. That is part of the meditation. But it doesn't disturb, this natural jumping does not disturb the peace or the shining presence that is showing itself when we are meditating, or when the meditation is happening, I would say. And there's another kind of attention where we, so to speak at least, consciously can put the attention somewhere. I ask you to put the attention on the big toe on the right foot. You can probably do that quite easily. And we feel that part. That is what we usually call consciously putting attention there. And that is, according to the instruction, not what we are going to do. We're not going to consciously put attention there. But what is happening during the meditation, if the attention goes to the breath by itself, naturally, if the attention goes to sound by itself, attention goes to thought by itself, grabbing attention naturally, that is part of the non-doing meditation. And our attitude is we just allow things to come and go as they are already doing, including this natural jumping attention. So I think you're doing completely right. It's just that it's not kind of idea that I should try to let everything be. It doesn't mean that we should try to let everything be quiet. We didn't say that. We're not having any goal or having a quiet mind or something. Quiet mind is not a goal. Why should we have a quiet mind? We just leave the moment as it is, because it's already what is. Not fighting with it, not trying to change it. And there is an opening up happening by itself. We're becoming, so to speak, available for seeing something else which we usually don't see. We can quote metaphorically that the truth is showing itself, starts to show itself for us when we stop doing. And stop doing doesn't mean that we try to fight with what is. We just let it be. Let it be as it is. Is that more clear for you now, Kathy?
I think so. I think, like you say, I'm probably doing it just right, and my mind is
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you're not doing something right," but that's just what the mind does.
And then that the mind says, I'm not doing something right. Then that thought is allowed to be here also. The mind which is protesting, oh, you do something wrong here, that's also something which is rising. It's something also which is automatically rising. We have been looking at it before. We don't see any person creating any thoughts, which means that there is no person creating any thoughts during meditation as well. So the thoughts which are coming during meditation is not our creation. So we treat them in the same way as everything else. Just something which is rising and falling. And by the way, if there is a grabbing of this, well, then that grabbing is also happening by itself. If you go a little bit deeper here, that is, of course, not the instruction during meditation. It's a more pedagogic way of trying to find this openness and being available. But that is another chapter. Is it okay, Kathy? Something else around the meditation or something else about anything? Enlightenment activation or question beliefs or whatever?
Krista.
Chris,
Yes, who is it?
this is Kaushik.
Ah, Kaushik. Hi, Kaushik. Hi, now I see you.
Hi. Yes, so I wanted to ask something about you just mentioned about quiet mind. Now, let's say I'm watching a beautiful sunset. It should be I'm watching a beautiful sunset. That's about it. But what happens is I usually get drifted. Let's say I'm playing an imaginary conversation in my head with a friend. Now, that's not a creative thought. Now, that's not a factual thought. That's not a practical thought either. And that's not a psychological belief either. Just an imaginary conversation playing in my head. Or say, I'm eating a dessert. I should be enjoying the dessert, just enjoying the taste. That's it. But while I'm eating, instead of that, what should be naturally happening? Just me eating, just me enjoying the taste of the dessert. Again, maybe I'm playing an imaginary conversation in my head, or maybe I'm daydreaming about something. So I was under the impression that a quiet mind is when these thoughts don't happen in your head and you are just in the moment. That's it. And which we come close to by doing this non-doing meditation. But since you happen to mention that quiet mind is not the goal, I just wanted to ask you about this.
Are you talking about quiet mind during meditation or quiet mind during activity?
Quiet mind during an activity, yes.
in activity, there is another is other rules, so to speak. Huh? Here we are talking about the quiet mind only in relationship to the meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. If the quiet mind is there during activity, then the quiet mind is there during activity. Usually not. Because when we are out in activity, the mind is always grabbing the attention somewhere, drifting apart, as you say. And you say also not being in the present moment. Well, the thing is, how can you not be in the present moment? Because the thought which is coming and grabbing attention is also in the present moment. How can you ever go out from the present moment? It's impossible. But of course, what we mean when we say, "Oh, I was not there with her," or whatever, we mean that something else was grabbing attention so much, so we couldn't see the other part which was around it. That is what we usually mean. But that was actually what happened. That was actually what happened. And then the evaluation came. This is a topic for today. Everything is automatic, my friends. Everything is automatic in the sense that an evaluation is coming, or I was not with her at that time, I should have been. Then evaluation is coming by itself also, in the present moment. I know we can speak in paradoxes here, I know. But is it okay now, Kaushik, that we can continue? Yeah, okay. Because we are a little bit entering the topic for today, the short topic for today, that these obstacles that we are talking about, we are going to remove the obstacles, then the enlightenment state will be seen. So the question is, are there really any obstacles? Yes, I know I'm protesting against myself now because I've been talking about removing obstacles for 1 year. And producing video after video, or we have to remove the obstacles, and then you will see the truth. There's also teachers saying that, Ramana Maharshi also. But are they really? Now we're going deeper today, little bit, just for fun, no? Are there really any obstacles? If there is only the ocean, then the obstacle must be some kind of wave of the ocean then. But then there is not only obstacle because it's a wave of the ocean. If everything is one, if all is one, how can there be any obstacle? All being one means no things. An obstacle is obviously something. So if you can see this now, you can wake up. If you can see that there is only one reality, showing itself as what is in the present moment, there are no obstacles. It's just a word. It's just a thought. But we label something that we think is an obstacle for seeing the one. But if everything is a one, how can there be an obstacle? About traumas then? I have a lot of traumas. I have to work with them in psychotherapy for 14 years or something. This is just a thought. No? Where are the traumas? Are there any traumas really? If everything is one, and it is, where are the traumas then? Is one traumas? No. Oneness or being is showing itself as phenomena, yes, but are there any obstacles for seeing the truth? No. There is only one reality, showing itself as what is in the moment. And if we can see this, we can also see that what we call traumas, what we call obstacle, is actually the one, what should we call, divine reality showing itself as what we call at that moment traumas or obstacle. There is only one reality, the ocean showing itself as waves, and one of the waves is called traumas, another on the waves called obstacles, but they are already the ocean. They are not in the way. But when the thought, going deeper, the thought that is called it obstacle, the thought which is called it traumas, that is in the way for seeing the truth, that thought, where does that come from? Of course, it's also a wave. The ocean showing itself as a new wave, as a thought, who believe that there are obstacles that we need to work with. But that thought in itself is also the ocean already. Everything is automatic. Decisions are coming in some kind of, we call it human beings. There's no human beings really, but we can call it decisions are coming by itself. Thoughts are coming by themselves. It's also a wave. Controlling thoughts are coming by itself. The idea of a trauma is coming by itself, coming and passing. They are all the same reality, showing itself as what is in the moment. Yeah, but what about identification with the me then? Here the big obstacle, the idea that I am some kind of person in the story who has a power to fix something, to change something, and I have to also. But I'm not good enough. But I have to fix it. I will have to try at least. What about this identification then with this person me? Well, I think you know the answer now. This identification with the person me is also one of the waves. It's the ocean showing self-identification. So what? What's the problem? What's the problem? Identification is happening. So what? It passes. All waves passes going back to the ocean. I know this is a little bit deeper than usual talked about, because we're talking about fixing something by removing obstacles, but this is actually the truth. There's no way, there's no path. It's already what you feel is hindering us from seeing the truth is actually already the truth. It's already the one reality showing itself as that. And if that can be seen just now, you can wake up. It was to attempt to make the map a little bit more complete. Because the thing is that we are standing on top of the mountain. And if we talk from the top of the mountain, no one will understand anything. How it is, so to speak, looking from there. It's not looking, it's the truth. No? It's not a perspective. So every teacher, so to speak, who is trying to convey this enlightenment thing, who tries to bring people along, has to go down a little bit from the mountain where people think that they are climbing up. You're already standing beside me, all of you, on the same level. I'm not having any scene upper. No, we are staying on the same level. All of us, everyone is standing beside each other, totally enlightened now. But people think usually, if they're not seeing the truth, that they are climbing up, so to speak, on the way to it. So the teacher has to go down a little bit and start to talk on a level, so to speak. Not about the elite here. It's just to talk in some way to bring people along. So then the Krishna is talking about removing obstacles. And so did Ramana Maharshi also. And others, of course. But there is a deeper seeing. If you can see things from the top of the mountain, that there is only one reality, show yourself as what is in the moment. And how can there be any obstacle then? How can there be any trauma through the childhood then, who is hindering the seeing? The traumas from the childhood is the very reality, showing itself as that. There's nothing wrong with anything. It totally is what is. There is no gate to go through. Tatvamasi, the Indian expression, I am that, discovering this one reality inside. You are that, discovering this oneness on the outside. And the conclusion, all this is that. No inside, no outside. One vibrating, living oneness or being. Which is, surprise, total love and total bliss. And this is available now, all the time. This boring moment, how can it be my enlightenment? This evaluation, and it is boring, it's also it. It's the same motion showing itself as that evaluation. You can experiment with this if you want to. Okay, if everything is just one, if I'm the ocean, so to speak, not personally, of course. If there is only the ocean, how can there be a past? There cannot be a past, of course, because everything is the ocean. So what we call past is just a wave of the ocean, which is misunderstood. But this misunderstanding is also the wave. The misunderstanding is also a wave. The ignorance is also a wave. Yeah, but I have to understand correctly. It's also thought. It's also a wave. Not true, not false. It's just a wave of the ocean. Maybe it feels very long, far away from our earthly life, daily life. I just wanted to give some kind of helicopter perspective here, what we're really talking about. And maybe it's time for some of you to see it from that perspective, so to speak, perspective. And to understand that you're the free, of course. You have always been there. You have always been the ocean. And what we thought was an obstacle for it was actually the ocean. Same ocean. Everything is one. We're always one. Not things being one. There are no things. All is one. Is there anybody who wants to comment on this? This is how it looks on the top of the mountain. And you are standing there already. Yes, but I don't see it. Yeah, that sort, it's also the ocean showing itself as that sort. I don't see it. So whatever you're going to say to me now, I will say the same answer. Anybody who wants to comment this?
It's Kathy again. It sounds to me like nothing can go wrong. Nothing has ever gone wrong because nothing can get out of the ocean because there's nothing, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing else to be. So it's,
How
I'm a
do you
little stunned.
how do you feel about it then?
I don't even know how to feel. I mean, it
You can let it sink
seems pretty
in.
good.
Pretty good, yeah. But there is just one comment I would like to do. It's just nothing can go wrong. It's already some kind of evaluation. Huh? It's from the top of the mountain, there's no right or wrong. The right or wrong is again connected to some kind of person or some kind of ideas about that something can go right or wrong. It's not perfect. We should have it perfect. It just is what is. That is the seeing. As from the ocean is what it is. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing not wrong. It's beyond. It's beyond wrong or right. It's wrong. It's beyond good or bad. It's beyond all evaluations. Showing yourself as evaluating thoughts. Because the thought you just mentioned for us here, that thought is also a wave. Nothing can go wrong. Yes, beautiful. That thought is also the wave. But it's a little bit not true because there's nothing that can go wrong. But the thought in itself is also the wave. Can you see this? So even the evaluating thoughts is also the wave. And what are we doing then here? What are we doing? Can we just jump in the ocean then? Well, what we do here is to find out what is true in all this, which is arising, all these waves which are rising. What is true in all this? And to find that, come to that final destination to see that it's only the ocean. Why bother, so to speak? Why take it so seriously? It's just a play anyway. There's ocean showing itself as waves, having a fun time. But the thing is that it is alive. That is, of course, the most important part. It is a living, loving, blissful being. We're not a being as a creature, of course. Life. And we as human beings have this capacity to see this. And we are living existence. It's not in a dead ocean here. It's not in the ocean who's just coming and going, coming and going. Why should we see this? No, the ocean is love. Oh, we should have it. Ocean of love. Haven't you heard? No? This is true. Ocean of love. It's a loving ocean. Wants to move. Wants to express itself as loving, blissful, peaceful waves. And it's doing it all the time. And we are that. In some kind of individual way. We have our own little movie. Just one channel. But there's new episodes every morning. A new wave. It's a mystery, of course. But this is how it looks when we look. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. Quite far away from standing at the factory and trying to make some things to earn some money to survive the body, you know. Quite far away from that. Which is nothing wrong with that, of course, because that is also a wave. Having the same intrinsic qualities of love and peace and beauty and freedom as everything else. That's what you say, Kathy. There's nothing wrong with anything. But there's nothing right with anything either. But maybe the first part is more important. Maybe that is what you're trying to say, that we think that there's something wrong. And now we see that it's actually just thought. There's nothing wrong with anything. Things that just happen the way they happen. Including this group meeting. Maybe that is what you meant, Kathy, to see that there is nothing wrong. We think that something wrong with me, something wrong with your life, something wrong with other people. And now we see that it's just a dance. Anyone else who wants to comment on this? Yes, Amanda.
It's more to do with the question of not believing the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And it echoes a bit what Kushik
Mm-hmm.
said. I understand not to, you know, when there's beliefs coming like, oh, this should be different, to not, you know, just let that be there without believing it, I guess. Or but all these thoughts that come in all the time, I should do this or go there, or just the constant how do we what do we do with those in the daytime? When is it just like almost doing the non-doing meditation while you're awake, just not give them attention, let them arise and pass, or say I'm not believing that? But sometimes it's not a belief, it's just constant, oh, that chair's got a red cover, maybe they sell red covers in the supermarket, you know, all those sorts of things.
Are they bothering you, these practical thoughts?
They're not really practical, they're just aimless rubbish things that keep going. But I don't feel, you know, when you said about not believe, well, I suppose they do have an energy to them. They have a slight kind of fix it energy.
Mm-hmm.
Might be, oh, I should get a different cushion. It's not cushions, but you know, that they're not like, oh, I believe this, my life situation should completely change. I see that as a belief which can just not go with. But for the other general constant sort of, small things.
There can be many reasons for why this shattering is going on, huh? And if it's not thoughts, if it's not beliefs, as we have been having this tool that we took the other day, so use the tool one day, remember? Yeah, but it can be also that the thoughts can also be running away from something else, and then this running away can be expressing itself as whatever, what color on the chair, clothes, or whatever it is. Huh? Then the thinking in itself becomes running away from what is an interesting question then. What is it? Because it's a little bit like running to a meditation, huh? Where instead of seeing what is actually, why is it shattering here? Why is it constantly here as a little DVD player starting in the morning when we wake up? It's coming for some kind of, so to speak, reason. Huh?
Yeah, maybe agitation or I mean, even when we were talking, so hard not to fiddle on my phone, so I don't. But it's like, I mean, obviously before phones, I didn't fiddle on my phone, but it feels like there's something that's constantly wanting to be doing or checking.
What you're describing sounds like quite a stressful situation. Huh?
Yeah, it's not very relaxed.
No. And then better to look at why am I stressed? What is the reason for being stressed? Because stress has nothing to do with the outside. Stress
Well, no,
is
I
a
know why.
reaction on the inside to something.
Yeah, I mean, I've got practical things in my life why I'm
Oh,
stressed.
of course.
But is it a belief? Is it underneath that, you know, that is it to look at that belief like, you know, like my house, the builders have walked off with all my money. So that's quite stressful, and everyone's died in my life. That's quite stressful. So is it like going, okay, the belief of insecurity or the belief of I'm not safe, that's the belief that I should is like not listening to that day.
Yeah, if you look at this shattering and just ask yourself, why is it here at all? What is it covering?
Anxiety, yeah, it's just
Okay,
panic.
they came directly an answer there. Yeah.
Lots of panic.
Yeah.
But how do I, with the I'm not gonna believe the beliefs, what do you do with panic?
Yeah, but is it panic now?
Yes, all the time.
Can you feel the panic now?
Yeah.
Feel it totally.
No, I can't do that because everyone's here. And also it doesn't come like that because it's just
And you have found a little bit of an answer by saying that that you can relate somehow all this finger on the phone and this DVD player, so to speak, all this shattering, that there's some kind of anxiety or panic attack behind.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we need to work with that one, and we have done it also, but maybe we need to work with it more.
And that's not a belief then.
No, it's probably.
Well, it is a belief.
Yeah, it is a belief behind the panic attack, because when the panic attack or anxiety is arising, that is rising because of some other reason. I mean, the panic attack doesn't come in air, a vacuum. Huh? It's connected, it's triggered by something. So what is the belief then underlying that panic attack arising in the first place? That is the question.
I know what it is. It's feeling unsafe, terrified. That's the kind of and what's under that, you mean?
And that feeling of feeling unsafe is not very strange, because the life here is quite, I say, unsafe. Huh? It's not very.
And then the one we had before, the having made mistakes, because if I hadn't made the mistakes, then the things wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but when we come to this point of feeling unsafe, which is also, of course, not only a feeling, but it's also a thought, a feeling and a thought.
Yeah.
I feel unsafe. Then we can work with that one, but I think we have done that. But the thing is that as long as we believe, and this is a little bit deeper now, as long as we believe that what is happening here is real, then of course we can feel unsafe. Depending on what situation we have been in, memories and so on. Because life on Earth, if we look at it as it is really real, it's quite unstable, I would say, to say the least. Things are happening all the time, so now new wars and so on. It's very unstable if we look at it and don't see what it really is. That's just a movie. It's just pictures and sound. But
Mm.
the thing is, we're coming back to the same thing again, Amanda, that we believe that we are a person in the story because it's a person who feels unsafe, right? I mean, the feeling of unsafety wouldn't be there if there was not a belief in a person who feels unsafe.
Yeah.
So it's a belief in this person.
Yeah.
So we come back to that one. So
Yeah.
how is this moment experienced or felt when there is no person?
On one level it's okay, but I can also feel the fear in the body.
Mm.
So there is fear in the body, but to look, things seem like there's a stillness.
Mm. So how is this moment experienced when there had never been any me?
Yeah.
Mm.
Then there's no evaluation.
Then there is no evaluation. Then there is no panic attacks arising. Then there is no unsafety. It's all connected to belief in a person.
Mm.
We are living that we're not dead. I'm not saying that. Of course we exist, but not as a person in the story. That is a big insight to see.
Mm.
And one way to see it is to use this tool that we are working with here. Instead of trying to persuade the thinking, or you see, I have to talk to you up there, huh? But there is no person here. There is no responsible me. You have been putting this idea in me when I was 2 years old, but it is old. You will never be able to persuade the thinking mind that there is no responsible person, me.
Mm-hmm.
You will never win that battle.
Mm.
It's impossible, to my knowledge, to my experience, to
Mm.
fight with the mind, because that old program was there since you were almost born. Huh?
Mm.
And the guy is quite stubborn, or girl in your case maybe, is not very stubborn up there in the office. So she will, oh, sorry, I see it now, Amanda. I see it. There is no responsible person, me. I see it now. I have put this in you the whole life, 40 years. I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me? That will never happen. Huh?
Mm.
The idea, that's why we're not fighting with the mind. We're not trying to change the thinking, not replacing one negative, destructive thought with a positive one on the other side. Never. That is not a suggestion from here, as you know. That's
Mm.
why we go into the present moment, to reality now, and ask ourselves the question, so, okay, how is this moment felt then when there is no personal me and I have been? And just experience how it is then. And if that situation, which it usually is better,
Mm.
if that state is better to live in than to believe that thought about the responsible me. Why would we want to live? Okay, if you're masochist, maybe you want to go back to the illusory I. But if you are not, you say, but this is better. I want to live in this. And the thing is, which is it's even better news, because when we not believe in the thought, what we experience, when we don't believe the thought that there is a responsible me at all, never been, what we experience at that moment, this is reality. If you believe the enlightened beings, anonymously say so, this is reality. The other one is illusion. So hopefully there is a motivation, because, oh, this is better state. I want to have more heroin. Huh? That's why people take drugs, because it's a better state to be in. I want to have more of this. I want to come back to reality. Then the motivation is stronger to use it regularly. That is the point. To use it regularly, to see that's an experiment. So how is this moment experienced when there is no personal me and never been? Just to feel it. Oh, this is good. You say it yourself. How is it now, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good answer. The issue is that the old program is so strong that it keeps coming back and grabbing your attention. That's why we have to be a little bit, how should we say, we persevere here to see that we have to use it regularly in all situations that we can. And I'm speaking about own experiences, as you know. I'm only speaking about own experiences, to do it as, if it's possible, always when this panic, and in your case, you know the panic attacks. You know when you don't feel good. So you know the signs already. Then you know, oh, now the responsible me is grabbing attention again. Then you know it. You don't have to analyze it. You can just go directly to the tool, directly. You have done the analysis here. Okay, now it's coming again. This feeling of panic, anxiety, whatever, body tensed. So, okay, how is this moment felt if I don't believe that there is a person me here at all? Never been. Then you're coming back. Oh, one deep breath first, of course, you remember. And then you're coming back to the present moment. But everything is fine. Nothing wrong. The ocean. Why is nothing wrong, Kathy?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good, Amanda. Good. Something else for today? Maybe it was a little bit of an advanced course as with this topic, but I think it also became back also to earth, so to speak, by these final questions very much. So, as you know, we're going to start the course tomorrow evening, so we will have a little break. I will focus totally on the people, and the course is full, so I will focus totally on the people who are here. So we will have to have a break, and the next group session will start again, and the series of group sessions will start again on the 12th of December. But we will announce everything on the Telegram channel, on the Facebook, and on the group chat, of course. Thank you very much for today. Thank you very much.
Krister, you had said yesterday that we would still meet for meditation, or has that changed?
It has changed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because of how the group looks like. I need to be there for them. That has changed, sorry. Okay, thank you very much. And Stefan, you can wait here. We can have a session together.